Hi, good morning to all. In the previous class, we discussed about the asexual reproduction in animals. And today, we are going to discuss the asexual reproduction in plants. In plants, the asexual reproduction is commonly called as vegetative reproduction or vegetative propagation because the new plants are formed from the vegetative parts such as root, stem and leaves. And the parts which are used to propagate vegetatively are called vegetative propagules. And now let us discuss what are the different vegetative propagules. So first one is the runner. I'll show you the plant. This is oxalis. And when we observe this, you can see there's a stem which grows prostrately or which creep along the soil, and from the nodes the leaves and roots rise, and they creep on the surface or they run on the surface of the soil, and so this vegetative propagule is known as a runner. You can clearly see in another example, that is in the cendella. Here the stem move through the soil, and from each node, upper parts the leaves arise and lower parts the roots arise. So this type of vegetative propagule is known as a runner. Okay. Then the second type of vegetative propagule is rhizome. For example, ginger and turmeric. You can see ginger. This is an underground stem modification for the storage of food material, and it acts as a vegetative propagule. And here we can see the nodes and internodes, and from the nodes the new plants will arise. So this type of vegetative propagule is known as a rhizome. Another examples are banana and turmeric. Okay. And the third type of vegetative propagule is the stem tuber. This is the potato. This is an underground stem modification. The tip of the underground stem bulged for the storage of food material. And you can see in this potato there are certain curves, and these are called eyes of potato or the nodes of potato. And from these nodes, small buds will arise, and this will develop into new plant. And this type of vegetative propagule is a stem tuber. And the next one is the sucker. This plant, that is the chrysanthemum or jamanthi. And in this plant, from the lower parts of the stem, certain stem bend towards the soil, and they will emerge and they produce the roots under the base part. And this type of modification is known as a sucker. Here you can see the roots arise from the basal parts, and this will emerge and grow into a new plant. So this type of vegetative propagule is known as a sucker. And the next one is the bulb. This is the onion, and it has the reduced stem at the base. This is the highly reduced stem. From this part the roots arise, and these are the scale leaves, fleshy scale leaves, and it is known as a bulb. When we plant this bulb, it will develop into a new plant. So this vegetative propagule is known as a bulb. Next type of vegetative propagule is called offset, and this is the plant Pisthia. It's a water plant, and when you observe this, you can see the nodes and internodes, and from each nodal region a rosette-like leaves arise, and the roots float on below the water. And here the internodal region is very short, so we can see a large plants which grow very closely. So this type of vegetative propagule is known as offset. Another example for offset is water hyacinth or kulavala, or it is also known as eichhornia. And this plant has one or two peculiarities. it absorbs all the dissolved oxygen from the water, and so it will lead to the death of all water organisms and fishes. Then another thing is it grow very fast. Vegetative propagating rate is very high in this plant. So this plant is usually known as a scourge of water bodies or terror of Bengal. This is one of the repeated question in the public examination. Why water hyacinth is known as a terror of Bengal or scourge of water bodies, or sometimes they may ask which plant is known as terror of Bengal or scourge of water bodies. So you should remember the name of water hyacinth. It is a native of other countries because of its beautiful leaves and flowers. They are imported into our country. Then the next vegetative propagule is the leaf bud. In certain plants, the leaves are used as a vegetative propagule. One example is bryophyllum. ഇലമുളച്ചി എന്ന് പറയും. ഈ ബ്രയോഫില്ലത്തിന്റെ leaves we can see a number of notches, and from each notch new plant will develop. So this property is usually commercially exploited by gardeners. From a single leaf itself we can produce a number of plants. Then another vegetative propagule is the bulbil. Example is agave. Here we can see the small bulb-like structures arise from the axil of the leaves, and that will develop into a new organism. I will show the picture. You can see the agave plant. So these are the main vegetatively reproductive structures in plants. You observe all those plants and find out more examples from your surroundings. So once again, I will list out all those vegetative propagules. First, we discussed about the runner. Examples: centella, then oxalis, then normal grasses. And the second one is the rhizome. Examples: ginger, turmeric, and banana. And the third one is the stem tuber. Example: potato. And the fourth one is the sucker. Example: chrysanthemum. Then fifth one is bulb. Example: onion. And the sixth one is offset. Example: pistia and eichhornia. Then the next is the leaf bud. Example: bryophyllum. And the last one is bulbil. Example is agave. The notes regarding this class is included in the description box and also pinned as a first comment. അപ്പോൾ ഇന്നത്തെ ക്ലാസ്സിൽ നമ്മൾ വെജിറ്റേറ്റീവ് പ്രൊപ്പഗേഷൻ ഇൻ പ്ലാന്റ്സ് ആണ് ഡിസ്കസ് ചെയ്തത്. ഈ ക്ലാസ് നിങ്ങൾക്ക് ഇഷ്ടപ്പെട്ടു എങ്കിൽ, നിങ്ങൾക്ക് മനസ്സിലായെങ്കിൽ എന്റെ ഈ ചാനൽ ലൈക്ക് ചെയ്യുക, ഷെയർ ചെയ്യുക, സബ്സ്ക്രൈബ് ചെയ്യുക.